On paper, Valorant might seem like a simple mashup of Counter-Strike and Overwatch, but with 10 different characters and 40 abilities, there's still quite a bit to this game. Lucky for you, we've been playing the game for days, and we're here to tell you about all the characters and their abilities. Phoenix is essentially your breach and clear character with a love for starting fires. His signature ability, Hot Hands, lets him create a small field of fire that both hurts his enemies and heals himself. Meanwhile, Blaze lets you create an even bigger wall of fire, and Curveball is this game's equivalent to a flashbang. His ultimate lives up to his namesake of Phoenix, as you can create a respawn point set on a timer, where if you die, or the timer runs out, you'll return to the marker with full health. This is the perfect character for those who like to control the battlefield. Jett has multiple mobility-focused abilities that make her one of the most mobile characters in the game and great at flanking your enemies. Tailwind lets her dash a short distance, while Updraft allows her to ascend to greater heights. Cloudburst whips up a swirling ball of wind that obscures vision. Lastly, her ultimate Bladestorm replaces your gun with a set of throwing knives that can one-hit kill with a headshot and replenishes after each kill. Viper. We've seen characters use fire and wind as weapons so far, and Viper's element is gas. Viper is all about blinding and poisoning her enemies with toxic gas traps. Poison Cloud lets you throw down a remote toxic gas emitter, and Toxic Screen allows you to deploy a whole line of them. Snakebite allows you to fire a projectile that creates a pool of acid. Viper's Pit is her ultimate, and it emits a huge cloud of poison gas, which lingers as long as she's inside, and enemies caught in it will also be highlighted. Just keep in mind that Viper's abilities also use a limited resource called fuel. Sova. This Legolas lookalike is Valorant's resident bowman. His primary ability reveals enemy locations with recon bolts, very similar to Hanzo's sonic arrows. Shock Bolt shoots an explosive bolt that generates damaging pulses of static energy upon impact. Sova can also send out an owl drone to scout out the battlefield and tag enemies with tracking darts. The ultimate ability, Hunter's Fury, allows players to shoot out 3 energy waves that not only heavily damage enemies and tag them, but each shot also pierces through walls and travels through the entire map.
This is no problem.
If espionage is your game, you're going to like Cypher. He has multiple abilities for revealing enemy locations and trapping them. Trapwire is a stealthy tripwire that catches and tags unsuspecting enemies. Cypher's signature Spy Cam places a remote camera. Hitting the ability button a second time with that camera allows you to operate it manually and fire tracking darts at enemies. It can be picked up and redeployed after it recharges. Cybercage, on the other hand, is a remote triggered trap that slows enemies. Neutral Theft is one of the most powerful ultimates in the game, and it allows Cypher to ping every enemy location by extracting the information from a dead enemy.
Right between the eyes.
Brimstone is a support and heavy ordnance character all rolled into one. He carries an incendiary grenade launcher skill and can call in 3 strategic smoke screens onto anywhere on the map. Also of note, Stim Beacon. This one allows you to select a nearby location to deploy a Stim Beacon that grants you and your allies temporary rapid fire. His ultimate essentially drops the Hammer of Dawn as you rain down havoc from above with a space laser. The medic of the game, Sage has abilities such as Healing Orb and the ability to revive one fallen ally with her ultimate Resurrection. Her other abilities, Slow Orb and Barrier Orb, make movement a hassle for enemies. If May and Mercy from Overwatch had a baby, it would be her.
Removed.
The edgelord of the bunch, Omen likes to play in the shadows. His signature Dark Cover throws an ethereal stealth orb to create an obscuring shadow sphere. Paranoia sends out a shadow projectile that will reduce the vision of anyone it hits. It also passes through walls. Shadow Step allows you to teleport from one location to another, but it does take a little bit of time to execute. His ultimate, From the Shadows, allows you to teleport anywhere on the map. This ability takes several seconds to activate, and a shadow clone will appear, which enemies can kill to cancel your teleport. Use it wisely to get the drop on your enemies. Breach. If you're tired of campers and players generally hiding behind walls, Breach is the character for you. All of his abilities are designed to blind, daze, and damage enemies through walls. Breach's signature, Fault Line, allows you to equip a seismic blast that you can charge up to set off a quake. This attack shoots out a straight line in front of Breach, dazing all characters in its path, including those behind a wall. Aftershock deploys a pulsing charge that fires a slow activating burst, which can travel through walls and damages anyone in its vicinity. We're particularly fans of Fault Line and his ultimate, Rolling Thunder, which both allow you to create a seismic quake that passes through walls and dazes enemies. Raze is all about setting off explosions and delivering massive amounts of splash damage. Boombot is that little deployable bot that travels in straight lines and bounces off walls until it acquires and locks onto an enemy in its frontal cone. The Boombot will then chase them until exploding on contact for heavy damage. Blast Pack is the closest thing to throwing a remote C4 charge in Valorant, and paint shells act like a cluster grenade. Of course, a character focused on explosions also uses a rocket launcher as their ultimate showstopper.
One enemy remaining.
Anyway, that's a quick rundown of all the characters you can play as in Valorant. Do you have a favorite? Let us know about it in the comments below. And for more on Valorant, keep it right here at IGN.
She's mid, short A.